Alright, hello everyone. This is a new computer I have, and so I don't have too much installed on it yet, and so I figured I'd show everyone kind of how to install Python and Pygame from scratch on a basic Windows 10 computer. So to start, I'm going to go to python.org, which is where you can download Python. I'm going to download this latest version for Windows. I'm going to save it. I'll just save it in this downloads folder here. And then once it's done, I can run the installer. So you can install it's sort of in the default setting. I'm going to go through some customized options. I wanted to add Python to the path, and so that's important for letting us use command line Python stuff later. I'm going to customize the installation a little bit, double check things. So it's important that you have pip installed. That's going to be necessary for installing Pygame. I also generally recommend you install it for all users if you're okay with doing that on your computer, just because it makes it simpler. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine. I want to install for all users. For my purposes, I'm going to download this debugging stuff, but you don't necessarily have to do that. And I'm going to customize where I install Python. So I'm going to install it in sort of a new folder I have here. And I'm going to call it Python 3. And then we will click the install button. You might need administrator access if you don't have that already on your computer. Now we just wait. Alright, so last thing, I'm going to disable the path length limit here. This is because Windows has this 260 character path limitation, and I'd prefer not to deal with that, even if I probably won't encounter it. Okay, so that should ensure that Python's installed, but to sort of verify it, if I click on my Start menu here and type Python, you can see I can sort of access Python in different versions here, both 32-bit and 64-bit. And that'll bring up just a basic Python shell, which I can then type exit to exit. And then idle is sort of the IDE for Python, and to make it easily accessible, you can type idle in your Start menu, and then you can right-click on it and do something like pin to taskbar, which will put it down at your taskbar for very easy access. So let's see here, and then you can easily just open it, and so now you see there's the 64-bit version here. So the next thing we kind of want to do is install Pygame, and so I'm going to go to the website for Pygame just to give you an idea. So the basic way to install Pygame is via this command here, pip install Pygame. But if you go to this getting started, it'll give you some alternative commands here, slightly different, so that you can install it. If you have trouble with what I'm about to show you, then you can try these slight alternatives. So to install Pygame, we're going to need to use basically a command prompt in Windows. So if I go to my Start menu and type CMD, then there's command prompt. If you run into trouble with what I'm about to do, you might need to run it as administrator. So what I want to see here is what happens if I do Python 3-version. Oops. So I also want to see here what's going on. Alright, so I want to see about what I can do to get the 64-bit version of Python. So I'm going to go on the internet and look at Python 64-bit. Do a quick search here. And look at what's going on. Okay, well, I'm not sure about that right now, but it's not super relevant, so I'll just do what I can. So to install Pygame, ideally I should be able to do pip install Pygame on my command prompt here. So if I do that, hopefully it will work. You'll see it's downloading from the internet. And now it's installing. Okay, so it says it successfully installed it, but to be sure, I'm going to open up idle here and try doing import Pygame. So that didn't quite work, and that's because I'm using the 64-bit version of idle. So I'm going to go fix that real quick and use the 32-bit version. And so now if I do import Pygame, you'll see that we get this sort of success message. So that's basically all you need to install Python and Pygame on a sort of new Windows 10 machine. Sorry about the 64-bit issues there. I'll look into that later. But hope that helps, and we'll see you later.